Okay, Lady Ada, what is this?
Hi, everybody, and welcome to another weekly show and tell. We do this every week. Now at 7:30, well, back to 7:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern. We have a half hour of folks from around the world coming by. We've always done this socially distanced remote style, but now it's even better than ever because this is how everyone's doing stuff. So we're going to check in with folks, starting with Sean, who's come in and show us some DigiKey stuff. And then we got Trevor, and then some more Adafruit folks, and then whoever comes in from the community. We're going to wrap up here at 7:55, and then go do an hour show, Ask an Engineer.
Yeah, we just had a special edition of Show and Tell with Hack Club. Thank you, JP, for hosting that. It was the Summer of Making. That was a bunch of people doing projects together over the summer. There was a hardware grant, and there's a bunch of Adafruit stuff out there. And then usually every week we have one of our closest best friends, partners, and more, DigiKey. And this week, Sean's going to be in for DigiKey. Sean,
what are you up to?
What are you working on this week?
Hello. Oh, I am back to machine learning as I am wont to do.
So you're back on your ML.
Yes. Doing ML stuff. So I'm going to move the mic around first. I'll try to make this as quick as possible. I've got an OpenMV here set up, and I am using it to find Lego bricks in a pile of Lego bricks.
Wow.
So I don't know if you all grew up playing with Lego bricks, but you often ran into the problem where you'd be digging through it for like hours to find that one piece, and it was just a pain in the butt. And so like, okay, how do we solve this? And Lego even made like a joke, an April Fool's joke last year about like, oh, we're releasing this app. So I'm like, okay, what if we actually made this thing? So I did it with OpenMV, and I'm going to share my screen to kind of show you what I'm doing here. Share entire screen. Sorry, I don't have like the dual setup that some of the presenters have. I need to work on that. So here is what we've got. So with the OpenMV, I would take a image, and then I would chop this image into individual little sub images like this. And then these images, like this one doesn't contain my target piece. This one does. And I do this like, 100 or so times. I would take all these images, feed them into Edge Impulse, and then use that to train a classifier that then says, hey, this is the piece that I'm looking for, or this is not the piece that I'm looking for. And then I come back and run inference on the OpenMV itself, in which case I've got the model, which represents the piece I'm looking for. It would take an image. It would then scan through that and telling me if a particular sub image contains that target or not, right? It would just scan through it looking for it. This is a very naive, simple way to do this. I recently learned about single-shot multi-box detectors, which would do this all in one go. That's a project for a future time. But this is a pretty simple way to set this up. And then what happens is once it finds what it thinks are the pieces, it'll highlight them. So now we get to determine if it works on demo day.
Let's find out.
All right, here we go.
You are a glutton for punishment, live demos and machine learning.
You just have to mount this onto like the bottom of your foot, so if you're walking around, it'll detect a Lego in general, so you don't step on a Lego. That'll be maybe.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like beep, beep.
Yeah.
So I'm going to push this button.
Go, go, go.
It takes about 10 seconds to scan through the image to look for it. And let's see what happens here.
You can do it. Oh,
thinking.
Did it find it? It found it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm having a hard time seeing it on here.
But I see it. It has a little blue square.
Yeah, a little blue or white square right around the piece there. And sometimes I get some false positives around it, or sometimes it misses it, but it's decently accurate and it works for one piece. So I proved it works basically, and I'm hoping somebody will take that and make an app for your smartphone for it.
Dude, this is a product. Ship it. You're done.
Right? It's only temporary until it works. Ship it.
Now you're ready to get $10 million in funding from OpenAI. All right, well, good work, Sean. Congratulations on your demo. And that's really cool that it's like, you're using all these technologies and plugging them together and actually getting something functional at the end, which is sweet.
Thank you. And check out the YouTube, the DigiKeys channel if you want to see the full video of how I made this.
Yeah, this is impressive.
Yeah, shout out to DigiKey that has been helping get a lot of machine learning capable products from Adafruit to the most people possible. That's one of the things. We just released a new product, Braincraft Hat. We have a bunch of boards. You've used them, and TensorFlow Lite runs on a lot of these things. It's one of the things that we've been working with. So keep staying tuned. There's a lot more ahead with machine learning. And thanks for coming by this week, Sean. And
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And thanks, Kevin, who's also watching. Okay, cool.
All right.
Next up, Trevor.
We're going to go to Trevor, and Trevor is part of our iOS dev team. I think
Trevor, you disappeared.
Trevor, camera's off. I'm going to give him a second, maybe. I'm going to go back to Trevor.
We'll come back to you.
And Trevor's going to show off some iOS stuff.
Cool. All right, you want to go to Scott next?
Yeah.
All right, Scott, you're next on the little blocky list.
Hey, Scott.
Hello. I'm glad I'm next on the blocky list. So I'm streaming tomorrow. I usually stream on Fridays, but I always shift to Thursday when I want to have Friday for some reason. So just heads up, tomorrow at 2 p.m. after JP's workshop, I will be streaming. The thing that I'm going to show, I may talk about, but I won't talk for the whole stream, is I showed this on Show and Tell, I think, a little while ago. This is a Stemma QT board. So it's got the 2 in and out there, and then it's got logic level shifters and a regulator in case it's 5 volts. And then this is an Mach Exo 2 FPGA. So I put the headers on so that you'd actually put this and see this on your breadboard. And I was thinking what I would do is add software so that it would act like a 7400 series logic chip. So if you need, 4 NOR gates, does that work out? Anyway, yeah. 7400 logic series is classic glue logic, which is very basic sort of Boolean logic. And I was thinking it would be actually really handy to have a board like this for $20 that can basically be any one of the 7400 series that you want. That you could easily load from CircuitPython over I2C.
All right, nice. All right, more to come with that. I know you're working on it.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Well, like I said, this is what FPGAs do best is not quite work, and then they work great. There are only 2 states of FPGAs: not working at all, and oh my god, this is amazing.
Well, there's plenty of 7400 series though, so once the hardware works, it's infinite software potentially as well.
Software is eating 7400 series logic, so great. All right, cool. All right, Trevor, you're back.
Trevor's back. I'm gonna go to Trevor.
So I'm gonna go Trevor.
All right.
All right.
Hey.
I'm all good. You hear me? Oh, there we go. Awesome. Okay. So I've been working on an app marketplace app for Adafruit products using Swift UI and UIKit. This is what it looks like. I'll share my screen. Boom. Do you see that?
Yeah.
We do.
Awesome. Cool. So basically, this is very easy to put together. One of the benefits of Swift UI is that you can just toss this thing together, but the only thing is it is limited to a bit of information, being that it's so new. That's where I use the UI kit also, so there's some UI information in there. But other than that, it works really well. This is a good scroll view, and if you click on these things right here, boom. This right here is just a placeholder. Usually it'll show the location of where you can purchase your merchandise. But right here, boom, you see the Circuit Playground Bluefruit profile. There's some placeholder text right here, and yeah, so it works fine. It's great.
Beautiful.
Thank
you.
You.
Go pick up a Circuit Playground at DigiKey.
There you go.
The app commands you.
Yeah.
All right, nice work, Trevor. Great to see how easy it is to use Swift UI Kit to do all this cool stuff.
Oh yeah.
I mean, way better than UIs have been for decades.
Oh yeah, I know.
All right, sweet. I can't wait to throw away all my code. All right, thanks for the next app. Let's go to Noe. Hey.
Hey, can you folks hear me okay?
Yeah, you sound great.
Okay, excellent. All right, let me share the screen because I forgot to. So this week we got a Matrix Portal project. So we got our 32 by 64 pixel display. There you go, with some blacklight acrylic. So these are giant, massive handles that can attach to the mounting holes over here. So that's nice. We wanted to make it portable, so I got this little battery holder, and that's just kind of Velcro there. And we got our USB-C cable, nice little foot long, so it's nice and short. And there it is. So really cool tip from JP was to use these adhesive stickies to get the black LED acrylic to stick onto the front of the display. So that's really nice to make it nice and diffused and still keep the colors nice and vibrant. That's really nice. So yeah, check out if you guys want to print out these handles, check them out. It's sized for the Matrix portal, so you can still have access to all the little buttons on the side there. And yeah, we also got
this is good because you did this for the Raspberry Pi, but the problem was it was just like a ton of code and it was more expensive and you need a Raspberry Pi. And blah, blah. Now it's just all in Arduino. So it's like
all in one.
Easy plug and play, and there's no soldering in this project either.
Right. And for the battery, you can just use your whatever USB battery. We had like a really big chunky one. We had a power boost. We had the switch. We had buttons and many, many wires. Also, pro tip, you can slim down your power cable by just kind of removing the extra connector if you like.
Yeah.
So that's always a nice thing there too.
All right.
Oh, one more thing I forgot. For folks that have NeoPixels and want to have text scrolling, shout out to Melissa, who just released a learn guide on using the NeoPixel frame buffer. I think it's frame buff library.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so I'm playing with it, and I got it to work on my little 8x8 NeoPixel matrix here.
Fun.
So it's Hello World, and it's in CircuitPython, of course.
Text, animations, easy stuff. So you can use CircuitPython to scroll messages. We had it for Arduino, so basically it's kind of a port of our Arduino code.
I also saw some bitmap support as well, so maybe we can have some cards over here.
There should be some. All right, cool.
Excellent.
More to Blink in the future.
Yes.
Thank you, Noe and Noe's shared screen.
All right, next up, let's go to JP.
Hey, JP.
Hey, so speaking of displays and pixels and all that stuff, check it out. I'm making a little pixel art display because there's so much cute pixel art out there in all the games that we love, including that SpongeBob game from GBA and some Pokemon there. And we've got Slideshow working on the Matrix portal. So you may remember Slideshow from your PyPortal days. And Melissa actually updated it so it can now do some left or right justification if you have images that are smaller than the full size. That's why I'm testing some of these little smaller images pinging back and forth. This is crabby. So I'm going to be showing more details about this tomorrow on the live stream, as well as some tips for making your pixel art in a way that'll look really nice on this display. And that is about it. I do miss. I really wish I had those cool handles, though. I got to start printing stuff for these. I've just been holding them. I love the accessories others have been doing. So that's what I got on the docket. And I will say also check out if you missed it live on Tuesday. I have my new product pick of the week show, and there's you can watch it in its entirety on our YouTube. You can also watch a little 1-minute version of it. And I encourage you. I'm going to hint and wink. I encourage you to watch it live on our product page for whatever the product is, and we'll let you know just in time to get some crazy discounts. So,
crazy.
Yeah.
Totally. Unreasonable discounts.
I want to say this. I think we are the only electronics company that does a live stream from inside a product page.
Yeah.
And while you're watching it, the product itself is on sale.
Right.
Because it's easier to do that because it's not a discount code. It's like you're watching it, you get it as a different price. So just add it to cart right then and there.
Yep.
And I think it's like, no one is really writing about innovation and really anything other than like COVID and elections and stuff like that. But I think one day someone will look back and say, oh, that's really neat because that was an electronics company that did a very new thing with all these tools. Like you're in a product page looking at the product itself. You're talking about JP, you're answering questions about it, and then people can get it at a lower price. So.
Yeah, no, it's really interesting. This was it. This is the HT20. It's a humidity and temperature sensor, and I had a lot of fun working with it. And so I encourage you to check it out. I was pitching the idea of using it for checking your temperature on your PLA filament, or your temperature and humidity, if you have issues with that and you're trying to dry stuff out. It's super fast, really easy to work with too. So I've got another one coming up next Tuesday, and this one had a moderate discount, but the word on the street from Lady Ada is that next week's could be just a bananas kind of discount.
We want to just try it out to see if we can get the timing going, because it's actually not easy to like synchronize everything.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit of a playtime, and next week
well, our new products team and our CSP team are amazing and make all of these things work behind the scenes. So I think they can pull it off, and come by. It'll be 4:00 on Tuesday. So.
Yeah, like it'll probably be described as like QVC for electronics. Like Amazon spends billions, buys Twitch, and you still don't see like live streaming of products.
Right.
And a long time ago were like, oh, neat, like Kickstarter has video streaming. That'll be cool because there was a lot of hardware Kickstarters that didn't work out. You could have the founders of the Kickstarter show the thing like, oh, look, we're really making this. That didn't happen. And so one of the things we wanted to do is like have a closer connection between the product you're looking at, thinking about buying, and then something special, because we all need something special right now, and have something special where you can be like, oh, neat, like I'm participating in this more than just like adding it to cart. There's a time in Tuesdays with JP. We think this is kind of cool.
Well, and I'll say selfishly, it's one of my favorite things to do, which is have an excuse to dive deeper into a product that I might have just seen that we have, but I've never dealt with that little humidity sensor, QT sensor. And so it gives me a chance to figure out, okay, what do I like about this thing? Why do we make this? Because I pretty much end up liking all the things we make once I get a few minutes with it. So it gives me a chance to do that and then hopefully share my enthusiasm with that.
Yeah, we only make two things that JP really likes and things that he hasn't tried yet.
That's just true. Amazing. What a track record. All right. So I'll see you all tomorrow on my workshop show, 4 o'clock.
All right. Thank you, JP.
All right. Erin, how are you?
Good. I'm hanging in there this week. I have something a little different to show this week. Yeah? I have a music video. So a few weeks ago, I showed off my light up ukulele, and I've been putting it to good use. When I go out to the grocery store or whatever, I found that if people aren't wearing masks or not wearing them correctly, I get really angry. So
yeah, because
you channel that.
Well, of course you're gonna get angry because like you don't want to get sick and die. I mean,
and I mean it's almost unreasonable. Like I want to get all passive aggressive and like hand them a mask or whatever. But I decided to go ahead and make a PSA. And I was going to use Princess Power because for years and years I ran a princess party company, and little kids will do anything that a princess tells them to do. They just believe you, and it's the right thing, and they will just, move forward. So
great responsibility.
Yeah, and tell some kids to wear masks. And if the kids are excited about it, maybe their parents will get excited about it, and maybe I can make a little bit of a change. So I'll just share my screen here and see if we can just play a few seconds of my video.
Yeah, let's see how this works out.
Mask when you go outside. I bet you're smiling underneath. Everybody, wear a mask when you go outside. It'll keep you healthy, it'll keep you alive. Wear a mask when you go outside. Wear it or we're all gonna die.
Yeah.
Wear it or we're all gonna die. Wear it or we're all gonna die.
All right, to check the video on Erin's YouTube if you want to see the rest of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's more where that came from.
And world premiere, this is Disney's new ride.
Yeah.
Right when you go into Disney, you have to go down this like little like people mover, and they play this now. Wear a mask or we're gonna die.
Yeah.
It'll get stuck in your head.
Yeah.
Thank you, Princess Erin.
It's the next. It's a small world.
I know. It is catchy.
Yeah. Thank you, Erin.
Excellent. Thanks so much.
All right. Next up, Phil B.
Hey, Phil B.
Follow that.
That was.
What's your musical act?
Well, I don't have a musical act. But hey, last week I came by. I showed a moon phase clock I was working on, and I said, "Hey, if I come back in a week, this should be showing the first quarter moon." So I plugged it in about an hour ago, and let's see what it's up to. And hey, look, it's first quarter. Imagine
Yay.
that. So the guide for this is live. If you want to build one, it uses the matrix portal and any of the LED matrices we have. But interesting thing about today, specifically first quarter moon, is that's when the terminator between light and dark is moving most quickly across the surface. And this is exciting. An hour ago, I plugged this in, and I've been watching that percentage change over the course of an hour. And that's what I wanted to do the whole guide for, was to explain to people, because you look at a calendar and it says, well, there's a full moon on this day. And it's like, it doesn't just stick there for a day. These are things.
Yeah, it's not a switch.
Yeah, it's an analog system, and that's what I wanted to emphasize. And so I've been really excited to see that number changing just over the course of an hour. It's doing the thing, and that makes me happy.
Yay, thing.
Yay! So anyway, guide is live. I hope it's fun and inspires people to build a clock or learn some stuff about astronomy.
Outstanding. Thank you, Phil B.
You bet.
Beautiful.
All right, we're going to get to everybody tonight. That just means spend like a minute or so. We'll be able to get to you. So, Brent, take it away.
Hello. This past week, I've been warm, and I have, like everybody in New York City or any city does, a larger air conditioner in my window, and everybody has an AC window unit. Well, or in this winter, we'll have a radiator that's electrical powered that uses up electricity. So this is a system for Adafruit IO that we can. This won't be good. This is my bootleg projector. I have my real one packed away right now. Whereas I have a toggle button on Adafruit IO, and I can turn it on, and then the status indicator will show that the air conditioner is on, and the AC will turn on. So if you've worked with building these types of systems before, you know that it's really difficult to work with appliances. It's really it's high voltage. You don't want to start tearing apart, connecting your Pi portal to an electrical outlet. It's really hard. So Adafruit sells an additional logger called an IoT relay, and it connects to the Pi portal. And there's actually no soldering involved. Both of these are stemma connectors. And then there's a light sensor at the top that detects simply if the AC is turned on or not. So you don't have to tear the AC apart to sense the current or figure out, is it actually turned on or not? You can just read its light, see if it lights up when it turns on.
Yeah,
And
a
then,
very simple hack. Very
yeah,
simple. But it works.
Super simple hack. And then if you're driving home or you're coming back from a walk, you can just turn your AC or your heater on or off. It's a really simple guide, and it's on the learning system this week.
Yay.
All right. Thank you so much, Brent. Next up, we're going to go to, actually, we're going to go to Colin, then we're going to go to Liz. So Liz, you're up on deck after Colin. Colin, what are you doing?
Hey, Phil, how you doing? Lots of stuff going on. We're all busy. Lots of things going on. You could almost forget that it is a once every 10-year event going on also, which is the U.S. Census. And there's still time if you didn't fill it out.
We did ours.
You did it. Good. Okay. Well, my work is done right there. But anybody else who's watching this, please, if in case you're not getting the message, I'll give you a little more visual incentive to emphasize a couple of ways to celebrate U.S. National Census time. Some wearables. And this guy, I just love e-ink. And I love seeing them refresh so that every 3 minutes this inverts colors and looks kind of overly serious, almost like a horror movie. And I thought that was a good way to get the point across. And of course, OLED, we all varieties.
This is a horror movie, yeah.
This is it's our horror movie. So we might as well make nice logos.
Thank you, Colin.
And fill out the census. Yes.
Yeah, and one thing, we have a lot of personal display devices, and because we're all wearing masks or mostly, it's a helpful thing to have something you can change digitally that you wear, because sometimes people, they can't hear you or whatever. You can have something that you wear, and you can change it as needed. It doesn't have to say, "Did you complete the census?" over and over. You can have it say other things.
Of course, true. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Colin.
Thank you.
All right, Liz and Liz's screen.
Hi, how are you?
Hey.
So I'm in the middle of writing up 2 projects right now. So I did a quick teardown this week of something a little new. So this is a little Sega Sonic LCD game that was in a Happy Meal in 2003. And so you just kind of dodge the cars. But I was curious what was inside it. So I'll do a new share of what I saw. Nothing too weird, kind of expected, but so there's a little PCB, and then that cardboard thing is like the background, because that kind of gives the illusion that you're on a track, but it's just kind of like this. Kind of reminded me of Pokemon cards, because it had that like holographic kind of look to it. And then that's a close-up of the PCB. It had some rubber dome buttons happening, a battery up at the bottom there, and the way that the switch works is it actually pushes that little kind of semicircle piece of copper against it, and that's how it makes contact. Unfortunately, the IC had the black blob of doom over it, but then the screen uses a zebra stripe connector, which was cool. I'd seen that in my calipers before. And then there's a little piezo speaker in the back. You can kind of see in the back behind there. So that's what I did. I filmed a little video for it.
Good stuff. I like the things you can take apart and put back together and they work.
Yes, I was excited, even though it's a little silly McDonald's thing I've had since I was a kid. I was excited that it still worked when I put it back together.
They use screws instead of glues back in the day.
Yeah, they used to do. There was more screws. It's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Liz. Good to see you.
Liz.
All right, we're gonna go to Michael, and then I think
Michael,
and then
Target,
and then Mark.
Okay,
So-
Michael, take 1 minute.
Hello.
What's it up to?
Hi, I'm Michael.
Michael.
I recently finished off making a custom smartwatch.
Oh, cool.
Very cool.
This is actually version 2. I started last year, actually, and this was version 1, and it was very thick. So that's something I really wanted to improve on, is the thickness of it. So this is actually using the Feather Sense fruit, which I also saved up some of the thickness because this one, version 1, had a real-time clock. And I was like, well, if this has Bluetooth, I can just sync that up to like an iPad or iPhone or something. And then I personally don't have an iPhone, I have an iPad. And I'm like, okay, I need to find a way to have it keep track of time when it's disconnected from Bluetooth. So there's a little bit of complicated code and stuff going on in the background. And then I decided, after I got that code to work, I ported it to the Adafruit Clue.
Oh, yay!
Oh, cool.
And yeah, so I put it on the Discord under Show and Tell so you guys can download it. It's pretty rough code. I'm not really that great at coding.
It's okay, it works.
Yeah. And then the buttons don't do anything yet on version 2. They're there. I just didn't program them. But version 1, it just, yeah. And then
Come by and just
Excellent project, Michael. Come back and show us progress in what you're doing. You already got the size of the watch 50% smaller, it looks like. And one other thing, people like big watches, but when we made the Feather Sense and the Clue, one of the things that we imagined is people would be able to do stuff like this because it has Bluetooth and all these sensors. So thank you for fulfilling its potential.
Thank you, Michael.
Thanks.
All right.
Great work.
Got 2 more folks. We'll be able to get to both of y'all.
Target.
Take it away.
Hey,
We're saying that right?
Hey, first time on long time watcher.
Yeah.
Back in 2010, I had a really bad winter, and to keep the black dog off, I rediscovered electronics and came up with this monstrosity, which was the SI, 4713 FM transmitter, so that I could pick up Bluetooth, send it off, pick it up on my car radio. And so this kicked around in my dash of my car for a couple of years before all the wiring broke. And I spent about a year making up this, which was my first 4-layer PCB, to eventually get it all packaged up. Hopefully that'll come on. And
Sylvia. And it's got
that's the one I pinched out of my wife's van because her van's a little more easy to take it out than my one. Mine's all stuffed in the dash.
Oh, well, it's an awesome project.
And then I've made a bunch of other things, USB power stuff. It's really difficult to get on Show and Tell when you're in the UK. But my latest creation, the thing I've got the most pride for at the moment, is this pin socket for the ESP S2 modules. So I can program separate modules.
Cool.
Last couple of days, I've managed to get CircuitPython running on there and all picking up really nicely.
All right.
Yeah, that's the latest build. Thank you so much. Keep coming back. And thank you for being a good example of, even in adversity and crisis, there's opportunity. You made something.
Yeah.
This is it. Yeah, 10 years ago nearly, it was a black winter for me, and I kind of channeled that into learning a whole new thing that I hadn't done since I was in my early teens.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. We're glad to have you.
Everybody take notes because we're kind of in a black winter right now.
No worries.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Target.
Mark, play us out. Keep it to a minute, and we'll be able to end the show and tell.
Will do. I will get right to it. I have, finished.
Right on. And on top of the Disney box.
The litho thing. Yeah. Very handy There we go. I'll just move everything around. And with the giant button,
Oh, nice.
it will now play everything. It's royalty-free music, so you don't have to worry.
Yeah.
But yeah, with the NeoPixels inside and the audio and everything's running on CircuitPython, it's worked out just amazing. So it's just finishing up, and it's going to be a gift for my brother and his wife and my new nephew who's pictured there.
That's a great improvement to the standard nightlight.
Yeah, the library from Kattni and Roy worked out perfectly. I was able to even make a new animation library to react to sound. So just everything your team has done has been amazing.
All right. And they're watching.
I knew this would last exactly 1 minute, so it's a good time.
Outstanding. And thank you for not only showing your project with Python, but having a way to play us out musically. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Perfect.
Yay.
All right, we're going to
have a great night.
All right, thank you, Mark.
Ask Engineer coming up in like negative 2 minutes.
We're here every single week, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much, everybody, for making this best half an hour of your life every single week. Keep making and sharing.
Lots of good tunes this time.